Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video, we are talking about Host. So I am sure most of you have heard about this film. It's been talked about a lot in the horror community recently, especially on Twitter, but if you don't know what this film is, it is a Shudder original. Shudder is basically like Netflix for horror. Now, going into this, I didn't really know much about it. All I knew was a horror film created using Zoom, or at least based in the characters using Zoom. That's all I knew going into it, and I really liked that that's all I knew going in. So if you have not seen this, I don't want to... If you haven't seen this yet and you haven't heard anything about it, really, I don't really want to spoil anything. So please go watch it first, because it is definitely worth the hype. If you've been here for a while, you know that I'm not a huge found footage film fan. This is done like found footage. So it's basically about this group of friends that attempt to have a seance over Zoom during the quarantine. The kind of leader is Haley. She's done this a few times. She has a friend who is like a spiritualist who or a medium, I guess, whatever way you prefer to refer to it as. But she has this friend that's helped her do these in the past, but this is going to be their first time doing it over something like Zoom. For those who don't know, for whatever reason, Zoom is basically kind of a similar program to Skype. People use it, especially right now, for like meetings or for work. But basically, it's similar to Skype, where you can chat with a large group of people at once. So you have these 5 friends who are all involved, and they end up... I'm not gonna really talk about how, but they basically end up inviting in a dark spirit, and things go wrong. And I really liked it. Like I said, I didn't know much going into it, so I didn't go into it with, high expectations or low expectations. I really just went into it with a fresh mindset, not really thinking too much about it. And I'm glad I did, and I really liked it. I thought that, especially for a found footage film, I will say, I liked the fact that the film lasts basically as long as a free Zoom session can. So it's a little less than an hour. It's almost a complete 60 minutes, and I really like that aspect. The only thing is I did feel like it did start to last a little too long. I feel like they probably could have cut off the last 5 minutes or so of the film. It just started to feel like it was dragging on a little too much, and I feel like they had to do that. And I feel like they had to do that for the sake of it being as long as a Zoom session. So that was kind of the only thing that it really had against this film. But, I mean, it really had me on the edge of my seat, and as someone who I haven't really done anything with Zoom, but as somebody who has been on streams, and part of Skype sessions and things like that, this film really does feel like you are just watching a group of friends who are having a chat. It really does feel like you are watching a live stream almost, and that definitely drags me in. And for the most part, all the characters are pretty likable. The one thing that did kind of bum me out is you have Gemma, who's basically the only character of color in this, and she's the most annoying character. You pretty much get that right away. You already know that she's gonna just kind of ruin it for everybody. And you could already tell, like, Haley, that her and Haley, kind of the leader, like I mentioned, the leader of this group, don't really get along. That they, Haley's kind of annoyed with her right off the bat. So you already know that that's gonna come into play in the film. So yeah, she's kind of the only character I didn't really like. I'd have to say my favorite character was probably Emma. I really liked her character the most. Yeah, those are really just kind of my thoughts on it. I thought it was done. Cat just moved the chair, and after watching that movie, it scared the bejesus out of me. It's had like a mini heart attack moment because I just saw the chair move out of the corner of my eye. But I really like this. I thought that the graphics were done really well. I thought that the spoiler deaths were done really well. People do obviously die in this. And I thought it was really good. And I definitely thought it was worth like the hype that is around this film. And that's I feel like that's saying a lot. And I feel like that's saying a lot coming from somebody who is not generally a found footage fan. So keep that in mind, like if you are not a found footage fan, you might actually still be able to enjoy this, because I really did. So if you have watched The Host, I feel like I'm late to it, I feel like a lot of people have. Let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comments below. If you did enjoy this, please give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for more horror-related content. And before I go, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for helping to contribute to the channel. If you know the perks to being a Patreon, links are in the description below, along with all of my other social media. And I'll see you guys again later with another video. Bye!